here now, the thing is that we actually have a lot of people here who are looking for, for this foundation actually. So I don't want to expose it, maybe I'll talk about it. For now, this is actually my first stage of coming here, and I'm impressed. I'm seeing people are already here, and the door is going to close by 10:48. So that's what I'm trying to, that's why I'm here on time, so that I'll not go and miss out in anything. So guys, stay tuned. I'm going to give us a clips of how everything went.
do at this point in time. When I call your business, what you do, I want you to stand up for recognition. All right? So now, do we have people in the fashion wear, make accessories? Please, can we celebrate them?
Sustain and scale. And the mission behind this is that Mrs. T wants to empower women to start, to sustain, and to scale their business. And that's why we've gathered here today. And so we're going to be learning, we're going to be listening, we're going to be inspired, but don't let it stop there. Take action with what you're listening and learning today, okay? Be Empowered started last year. We had our inaugural edition last year where we gave out 40 million, and this year we're giving out 60 million naira. I think we should celebrate the 60 million. Running a business is hard, and she wants to do her little part to support and help the next woman. She has been empowering herself, and that's why she's passionate about empowering women in a tangible way. We just had Women's Month, and there was a lot of events, but to the second edition of Be Empowered. Through it all, I have come to understand that the difference between surviving and thriving often comes down to network, support system, and space. Witnessing firsthand the profound transformation that happens when women are not just given opportunities, but given real-life tools to step into their potential. Empowering women is not just a gesture. It is a strategic move that has far-reaching ripple effects. When you empower a woman, you empower her household. We empower our communities, and we empower our nation.
Yeah, it is.
How many of us, let's start with this. How many of us know Beth the agent? I mean, it's a household name, I believe, at this point. And today we have the honor of having founder of Beth Model with us. Can we celebrate her once again? You know, every time someone who has flying in their career comes up, people like, the first question.
How many years I've had my agency? It's 21 years this year.
Wow.
I feel old and young. So I started Beth at age of 24. And, at 24. At 24 also I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I moved back to Nigeria. I've always wanted to be a model from when I was 16. And they told me I was too short, or I didn't have the right face and all that. So I got declined by several agencies. So I went back to the next day and said, you know what, that's it, I'm opening an agency, that's my office. You know, so I started with one computer, employed one staff, salary was limited, salary was more than like maybe 40K, and that's how I started that model. You know, at first, like any business, it was every day I did a business. Speak to positive people, honestly. First of all, I would say pray to God about it and ask for God's direction. You know, and speak to people around. You know, there's so many women. You know, I can see some of my friends here that are business people, but there's so many people you can reach out to. And I know a lot of women feel like, oh, maybe if I speak to her, send her a message, she wouldn't answer me. But people are willing to help a lot of women. You know, speak to people and never give up. When I started, everyone was like, oh.
Another round of applause. Thank you. So because of time, we can only take 1 or 2 questions.
So we can actually take 2 more questions. I saw that lady's hand up. Please, can you pass the mic to
thrive in an industry that there were not many people at the time. So my question is, did you?
Yes, and that's actually a good question. So I just didn't have better models.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody.
Sorry, I'll pick it.
I'm really happy to be here. So thank you to Mrs. Sinu for inviting me. You're doing your personal finances, your business finances. You know, your business does well, your community does well, your family does well, your sister does well, because we're nurturers. Everything we learn, we teach other people. So again, big shout outs to the Noella Foundation for this initiative. It's amazing. Pleasure to be here. Okay, so next slide, please. So the CEO and founder of a business called Money Star. All you guys are taking pictures. Money, my business is growing. You know, it's not really quite that simple. Next slide. Every single day. You don't want to be in firefighting mode all the time. You need to have something that can be your North Star to planning for the future. These are the 4 numbers that I'd like everybody here to just remember. And this is you as a business owner. You need to know what these numbers are and what they're. Okay, so next slide, please. So like I said, cash is reality. Cash flow is king, not just revenue. A lot of people undercharge, maybe for fear. They always adjust for taxes, inflation. It's about keeping more of it. I know that nobody is putting in all this effort and sweat just to be turning transaction fees. So this is something a lot of people don't, account for. So if you use any of these fintech, use a budget, monthly or quarterly, track all your expenses, review your bank statements, and negotiate like everybody that started a big business, whether nationally, locally, or you're looking to scale, internationally, your business will last.
Thank you. So we're going to be be asking her a few questions about
both professionally and personally. When you work in the corporate world, and I'll use my own experience at PwC, there's certain things you learn that certain traits that you get only from being in structured environments that you don't necessarily get as an entrepreneur on your own almost immediately. Structure, discipline, how to execute excellently. Places like PwC, it's no nonsense. And that's not to say that you can't make mistakes, but you learn how to do your job and you learn how to do it well. You have KPIs, you have deliverables, you have people that you need to answer to. So being in such a structured environment, you learn discipline and how to run businesses, how to set up systems, how to do things properly. Much as possible out of that job until you are ready to be on your own and run your own business. Thank you for that. This is just mundane. It's the same thing every day. What more is there? But being able to acknowledge those feelings is the first step, which you've done. The next thing, do take a step back. Maybe write down, reflect, speak to people as well, and then come back to it. I like to give myself a certain, and again,
come on, keep clapping for Mom. This is Mrs. T's mom. So I'll just move out of the way. We all know, you can all sit down, thank you. So we all know that Be Empowered is to support women, right? And we know that to empower a woman, Mrs. T said, when you empower a woman, you empower a community, you empower a nation. The first person to empower Mrs. T is in the room, right? And so this is the real Be Empowered mama in the room today. And so Mrs. T wanted to specially recognize her mom. It was Mother's Day the other day. Her mom has been, like she said several times, a major support system in her life.
my beliefs, my values, the importance of being a good person and doing good is all from you. And I never take it for granted. Every step of my journey, you've been there.